Good, Paolo. Let's go, Kilowan. Top of the morning, brother. Top. Gaddy. What's good, Connor? Good, Sonu. Guess who's back? What's up, my man? What is TGIF? TGIF is stands for Thank God It's Friday. It's basically when you can anticipate Friday to be a profit taking. You expect a profit taking on Friday. So if we've been bearish the entire week, sometimes you can expect a profit taking on Friday. So price will move higher. And think of it as just squaring short positions. So you can see a run to highs here, maybe here, if we get it. Just a weekly retracement idea. Good, Ian. It's good, Ivan. Tree Soda was good, brother. Did you take any Asia trade yesterday? I personally don't trade Asia, at least not right now. What's good, TP5? Dump before longs? Possible. What's good, No? How's it going? Honestly, the best it's ever been going, brother. Personally, I feel like I'm in a really good spot. I like where my head's at. I like where my trading's at. I like where my trading's going. I'm real content. What would your game plan be today if you had $300 to lose before you blow your first ever funded? Try to build that funded. It's the old NWOG, old NDOG, and it's anchored to right here. Because there's no recent liquidity pool, I'm using this old NDOG. You could use this old volume imbalance, which I suppose we can annotate. I'd rather not. You can use that. You can use this old liquidity void, but this has already been balanced. So I prefer this because we had it, we traded up, but we never traded down through it. So like we formed here, we went down, we went up, but then we never came back and offered down. So this still can be balanced if we can trade through it today. That's that narrative. I'm supporting 5,000 USC. Okay. Just take it slow. You can still build back the account. Just pyramid really well. Valton, no news Friday. No news Friday. Nothing crazy. Question is, look at ESYM. We definitely did low from October 23rd. Yeah, I mean, it's a draw. Right? I don't know if it's going to hit today. It definitely is a draw, though. Definitely is a draw on liquidity. Go to the barber. I'm going to go probably this weekend. Oh, no, I definitely see this as a 10-7 shift. 100%. I'm bearish. I said that yesterday. I expect price to come here, to be honest. Like, I think this is our new draw on liquidity. This old NWOG. We haven't filled that completely. So we're still imbalanced from here to here. And I think that's what the market's drawing towards. You think it'd be stupid to risk the whole 300? Don't. You can risk 300, but don't do it at the beginning of the trade. Start small, build the position, and see if you can make. Like, see if you can catch a really nice winner. That just maybe 1 or 2 trades can bring your account back. But don't just go full $300 on a 1 hour, 2 hour trade and then you just get stopped and you're gone. let the narrative build, get more confirmation type thing, you know? Yeah. Next week, I don't know about timing, but I would expect it this month probably. Could be 1 to 2 weeks. You short it. If I'm gonna be paying close attention to the pre-market liquidity here, and we're probably gonna go with that. In terms of news, I mean, we have preliminary UOM consumer sentiment at 10. We have CPI on. Oh no, that's something else. Sorry. Yeah, we do have preliminary consumer sentiment and inflation expectations today. I like this accumulation right now, personally. Personally, I like this accumulation. I wouldn't mind longs from here if we got, like, I'd have to convince me, and I wouldn't mind shorts from here. I personally prefer shorts from here, but I would play both sides because TGIF narrative is very possible. We're just gonna have to wait for the intraday chart to be a little bit more clear on like what exactly is happening. No, there's no NFP today, but there is consumer sentiment. So let me ask. I want to figure out on alpha if we have to do this 2 minutes before and after. What? Why is the guy? Look at this guy, bro. This guy told me to shut up. That was November. November's still going, brother. It's been 1 week. November's. I'm really happy where I'm at right now. I'm really happy where I'm at personally. Really, really content with where I'm at mentally, where my trading's at. I go. This guy can just reply quickly so we can get started. No news restrictions today. Okay, no restrictions today, so we can trade to 10 a.m. if we want. Speak more on how you felt this year overall. Um, Great year, man. I don't know what to, how I feel like I've improved a lot. That's for sure, and that was my main goal. So I'm very content. That's it. I accomplished a lot of the goals I set for myself. I had 2 more months. See if I can get anything bonus on top. And I feel like my headspace, my trading, and where my trading is headed, those three things, which are probably the most three important, I think they're at a really good spot right now. And I think that's pretty much all thanks to journaling, reading, and just being consistent with the mindset that how do I improve today? All right, so we're going to remove these annotations. Let's open up the 1 minute chart. So you can see we do have sell side here, buy side here. So this would be your pre-market lows, your pre-market. How long did it take you to trade with live funds? I only started the second half of the year here this year. I'm doing pretty good. I took one payout on my live account so far, um, and probably next year I'll just deposit more and see what I can do. I got to figure out how much I'm going to pay in taxes before I do another deposit. So I just don't leave myself with no money. Yeah, just make sure you always save some money for taxes. Yeah. I personally really want to see a move lower on the Nasdaq. Let me check out the dollar real quick. Damn, dollar's bearish, so I mean, a little bit decoupled in there. Yeah, dollar does look pretty bearish. I'll be honest. So that is a decoupling. I don't like that personally. And yeah, it looks like we're already taking out the 24th low or the 23rd low. Sorry, on ES, but not on YM. Or it looks like ES a little bit weaker than the others. I mean, for the most part, I still want to see a run lower. I think these equal lows are these equal highs are smooth too. So I'm gonna try to align myself with a run lower first. Because I'm not gonna look for a TGIF unless we take sell side anyways. So I'm gonna try to align a lower move first, and then we'll go from there. We'll use the 830 opening price as a sort of power of three. Um, Something as simple as we run up to these highs, inverse a fair value gap. I would short that, no problem. See if we can build a position. I set a goal for myself. I set a goal for myself. When did I set a goal for myself? Yesterday, or I don't know. I've always kind of had this goal, but my goal is to start being able to pyramid into like almost all of my trades. My winning trades, of course. Obviously, if it's a loser, there's not going to be a pyramid opportunity. Well, there might be, but the idea is I want to start pyramiding into the majority of my positions. And if a trade doesn't have opportunity to pyramid, then I probably don't even want to take it. Got cooked in the same trade. I wouldn't say we got cooked. Then it's a good trade in my opinion. I would take it again. I know a lot of people were saying otherwise. I don't really care what they say, bro. That was a great trade, and I would 100%, 1000%, me personally, take it again. There isn't a single human being who could convince me that that at least wouldn't go to opening range gap 50%. I can understand it not going to previous day's high yesterday. Sure, I can understand that. Um, but org 50 had a high percentage, very high probability chance of getting hit. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about what other people have to say. This is oranges, bro. I don't drink. Yeah, the first shade. Yeah, first shade was really good. Are we bullish? No. The higher time. Okay, let's clear it up. I'm gonna say it one more time before market opens. Higher time frame, I'm bearish. That was decided yesterday once we sold off. We have a breakaway gap on the daily chart. That's really bearish, meaning we didn't even trade here. We left this open. We just came down, traded into this wick, now trading down again. I'm viewing this as really bearish. This low, low hanging fruit. Not today, but in generally speaking, this low is low hanging fruit. Okay, I think that's a very easy objective. This is where I'm really looking for. Like this is where I genuinely think price can and draw towards. Um, in here, right? These lows and then this. Not today, but on the higher time frame, most of the days going forward, we're gonna be bearish on the daily. Okay, that's the idea. We're gonna be bearish going into it. What about today specifically? Today, there's a couple high probability scenarios that could happen today. I personally, I want to align myself short with that higher time frame. Also, we've been like really bearish, so I don't want to try going long today because well, we've been really, really bearish. So if we can take out short-term highs, I can find a short there. If we want to do a simple pre-market liquidity to sell side, I would like that as well. However, today is Friday, and we have been one-sided the entire week. A lot of the time, very much so, a lot of the time, sometimes, when we trade near the low of the week into a higher time frame daily PD array, we put in the low of week and we can get a TGIF, meaning we can get a retracement. Think of it as profit taking. If you were big institutions and you were short the entire week, just holding, you're going to have to take profits at opposing highs, right? here, here, maybe even London. I don't know how much they're gonna have to run before they're satisfied, I guess you can say. So that scenario is probable. That happens very, very often on Fridays that have a large sell-off with one direction. So I personally want to align short, but if I see that second narrative being more likely, if we get more information, for example, if we just sweep sell side and then all of a sudden huge displacement above, I'm going to view that as, you know what, we are probably going to do some profit taking for the week, take out some buy stops, and I would trade that. Final scenario, we get real choppy. Um, Although I think today should be at least decent. So we're marking out our opening range gap quadrants. Ugh, that's messy, man. I don't like that. Do I need it? I mean, org 50 is right there. Org 25 is right there. Yeah, I don't even need that stuff, man. Okay, so we're taking sell side first. Interesting. So we take the sell side there. I'm looking at this old end dog, and it's 50% level. We take the sell side there. I do. It doesn't have to trade in here, but I do want to be patient in case it wants to make a lower low and trade into that and then move higher. So I'm going to be patient in that sense. And if we're really heavy, I have Thursday, October 23rd low there. I'm going to see if YM is also sort of aligning. Yeah, YM is also moving lower. So I want to wait here and see if he wants to get an attempt to trade into this end dog. And I wouldn't be opposed to looking for a long because we still have org higher. We still have very like easy levels that we can trade to. Sell side to buy side, simple setup. I always like these kind of trades. We're gonna put a fair value gap in here. I'm feeling like fancy today. I'm feeling. What is this, bro? What is this? So we've taken out sell side. Now trading into this Sibi. I do want to see, yeah, another attempt to get lower, personally. What's good, New? I'm doing great. Thank you, brother. What do you think about next week? Bearish, most likely. I'm going to be looking for the shorts. We could retrace into this week and then move lower. That would be nice. But I'm bearish next week. Unless today does like outrageous things higher. So we do fail to make a lower low in there. 50% of that. Let's go with the premium orientation. That. So the body stopping at 50%. Do have a small volume imbalance in there. I'm not going to annotate it, but we could definitely trade into that. I lied. I'm going to annotate it. So if that inverses, I mean, you could. I mean, that's not really shortable, I'll be honest. What's the name of that coin? This is NASDAQ futures, my brother. I do want to see an attempt to get a lower low. And I wouldn't mind longing if it shows me like really strong bullishness. And I mean something like, boom, strong inversion, like strong breaker. If we can get above this high, like make a higher high on this. Because then, so, and play it as a TGIF, sell side to buy side idea. Very good narrative. Right now, it's pretty sloppy. Like I said, I want to see a lower low on the NASDAQ. Trading into that SIBI still. Still working it. We do make a lower low, but we fail to get to that new day opening gap. My legs are sore and I have to go to the gym today. Okay. Poking through that low again. So we're still under that sell side from pre-market. I just want to see it go a little bit lower. 25040. Okay, there we trade into the end dog. And if I'm going to trust this as a TGIF narrative, I'm going to have to see a break here. Like, I'm going to have to see the full breaker. And even if we did get on the breaker, a 50-point stop, but we can squeeze out 2R. We'll stop at the low of the breaker. We can definitely squeeze out more than 2R, actually. So we'll see how this trades. And if it wants to stay heavy, that's fine. I'm not going to be shorting anything in here anyways. This is low of day. This is low of day. It doesn't have to go any lower. This is my target lower. But the only way I would really short, assuming, say we fade longs completely, I would have to see something like this. Like a solid retracement. I would never short this now at low of day, below all opening prices, below sell side, and target Thursday low. It's not a good trade in my opinion. So it might just stay heavy in here. That's fine. I'll have to let that go. Looks like it's staying really heavy. Staying real heavy. So we're working all the way in the bottom. We have that low at Thursday. Staying real heavy this week. So I wouldn't really trust any longs at this point because we went all the way through. My eyes would go to here. This is the next logical level. Yeah. Protraction model from here to here would not be really worth it. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at my execution because I'm trading on my second monitor here. It looks like I'm staring at you guys, but no, I'm not. So we go straight to that daily low. Couldn't even run the buy side at least. Like, no, I'm not in short. I would have liked short if we took out some buy side, but we just boom. Yeah, market's definitely bearish. Yeah, another continuation model. They accept continuation to what? That's the part that everyone always forgets. ES trades all the way here. Now we have a daily SMT. We're really gonna leave these buy stops? Nah, I mean I think at this point we wait for a TGIF narrative. I think it's just a daily chart retracement. You know, we got to move lower to move higher. We can't just go higher forever. TGIF narrative it's been bearish all week, very bearish all week, and at some point in time, some point when the time is right, there's going to be a profit taking. Not always, but mostly, there will be. So if you were in a huge position short the entire week and you got to start taking profits, my eyes go right here. like right there. The issue is this is really heavy, so I don't really think there's gonna be much of an opportunity. But we'll have to be real patient in here. Like we're taking out lows on the daily chart. I'm actually quite surprised we didn't take out buy stops. It would have been so much nicer. This would have been such a nice short if we just took out the buy stops and then got this fair value gap. I mean, hey, I'm not mad because stocks are dipping. Stocks are probably really red, huh? Yeah. That's what I like to see. Bitcoin under 1K, that's what I like to see. Nvidia down 2.7. That's what I like to see. That one Mississippi does not meet my model criteria. We would have had to take the highs first and then get the city. So now there's two scenarios. It's hard to say what's gonna happen because the profit taking narrative is possible, but this is looking really, really bearish. It's at low of day though, so there's nothing I can do here anyways. Silver bullet's into a fair value gap. Silver bullet is simply taking a fair value gap from the 10 to 11 a.m. hour, just trading the continuation for. You can make more, but the idea when it was first taught was like a small scalp trade, an easy trade that forms every day. The issue is what do we aim for? This low to me looks pretty out of reach. We traded to 50% of that wick. I feel like we can definitely put a bottom in here, so I'm very cautious. I'm very cautious looking for a continuation short. I'm very cautious. It's 250-50 for me. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna wait for it to show me that it's bullish. Once I can confidently say that we're likely to run the highs here, that's when I'll look to participate. But until then, this is still bearish. It's still heavy. I really can't be a participant in it. We simply wait. We have the SMT. Yep, I marked that out. We have everything is in place for a potential. I'm not gonna say reversal, but a potential run on buy side. Everything is there. Everything is there for a potential run on buy side. I want to look for a long here. I'm scouting a potential long idea. I see the immediate rebalance there. No, it's not really there for me yet. I'd have to see maybe, I don't know. I'm looking for it long here. Ugh, I gotta be convinced though. Maybe if we get above this high with a fair value gap, it's way more bullish on ES. We put in the 5 minute bearish, so we have to give it a chance. Could definitely make a lower low. Hmm. Approaching that macro. So if we get something like we trade into this candle and then break above that high, I view that as bearish. Or sorry, bullish. Or if we trade into this low and then break above this high, I basically need to see a break above that high for me to trust that we could potentially reverse. Because right now it's still heavy, obviously. DXY was also moving lower today. Still is. YM is pivoting higher. Stronger out of the others. NQ is probably the weakest out of them all right now. You can just tell by the uh, animation of those candles. We're likely to make a lower low in here, I'd say. If I was gonna get in long earlier, I would have had to stop at below 50% of that. I like how that candle's 50% overlaps with the October low. I'm getting a lot of signals here. If we get above that high, I would buy that. Obviously, could be wrong, but I think it's definitely worth the risk. Let's say we get in something like this. I'm gonna try that. Gonna go in with one micro. Yes, sounds Looks like we are gonna get stopped right away, pretty much. Yeah, we didn't even get a chance. Well, I'm gonna give it another chance. We'll see if we take out this low or not. Yeah, we'll give it another chance. Well, this is sloppy in here now. I'm gonna have to wait for a bullish for value gap at least. I was anticipating one forming right here. That's why I bought that closure. This looks pretty back and forth. YM doing? YM looks a lot better. I'm gonna put an alert here on YM, and I'm gonna put an alert here on YM, so I don't have to keep checking. I mean, this looks like a reaccumulation of shorts, but it's really hard to say where this is gonna go lower now. We'll just have to wait for more information. Inside that macro, we gotta wait for a bullish for value gap at least. We'll wait for 10 a.m. Hmm. YM is making higher highs. YM is making higher highs. Once we so we worked. Yeah, could just turn to a balanced price range. I still think something like this looks like we may just been out prematurely. Could be really strong. Coming at comes in at 3575. See if we get the inversion in here. The body's still working. Trading back into that new day opening gap. Like this looks like a buy model to me. Pretty much clear as day. Wait for a bullish fair value gap. Something like this. Still no bullish fair value gap in here, just a lot of overlapping. This could act as a bullish order block as possible. All this price range overlapped. There's nothing in here. Hmm. 10 minutes is in, or 10 o'clock's in 5 minutes. You can see this fair value gap being worked in with the new day opening gap. We still haven't inversed this one, by the way. We're still working inside, although ES has. And YM probably has. Yeah. 5 minutes until news. I'm personally viewing this as a bullish order block, but this is really like high resistance. See what a potential order block can deliver. Doesn't really align. So sloppy in here. I think we're waiting for news. A lot of people telling me to go short. You guys do what you gotta do, man. You guys don't need me. This is NASDAQ futures. You guys don't need me to tell you what to do. News in 3 minutes. This fair value gap is key because it overlaps with the new day opening gap. So watch the delivery in here. And if we can get above, so because we're working in this range, if we get above this fair value gap, it should be an easy run towards this high. If we stop here and stall in this short-term premium, I'd view that as pretty bearish. Look at the body in there. I'd watch that closely. Still working higher. Slow, high resistance, but it's working higher. Even just here is 2.5R. A full run to buy side would be a lot more than that. This fair value gap, this is your first presentation fair value gap. Watch the delivery in there. Strong rejection from first presentation. Good sensitivity, I mean. If you zoom out, I think we're just working in a 10-minute. Yeah, so we're working inside that 10-minute. So it's all about narrative building at this point. If we are bullish, probably shouldn't really trade. Label 450. We're trying to label 64.5. It's not working. Like there. Because that's your 50% of your fair value gap. Sits at 6.3. Call it 60. So strong rejection from first presentation. Strong rejection from first presentation. We get a volume imbalance in here. Now working inside this order block again. If you get below 50%, then you can start doing stuff like this. Possible. It's kind of very deep, but it's possible. That's 187 points. Damn. That's some serious mileage. So watch what happens here. This chart's getting pretty messy. So if we get lower here like this should stay open because this becomes a balanced price range once we trade lower. If we trade lower, then this becomes a balanced price range. Oh. Fair value gap. We don't need this one. Sensitivity at 50%. There's a big volume imbalance in there from news. Study a short here. But this targets I wouldn't say it's a high probability target. But that flip looks pretty bearish to me. So we can watch this. Clean this chart up. So this bearish fair value gap overlaps with this order block. That's the touch there. We disrespected 50% of this. And that's when you can start doing, you said stuff like this. That's -1. That's one measured move. If you go on closing premise basis to the low, that. So something like Possible. Possible. I ran out of orange juice. I need water now. Hmm. Hmm. So this should hold price at bay if we're heavy here to here. Pretty clean, right? Looks clean. Small fair value gap in there as well. $804 would be kind of crazy, I'll be honest. If we did get all the way down there, $804 would be kind of crazy. Very strong speed. This is where you can move your stop to the high here. That fair value gap. Inside that macro. Yeah, I like 800. Yeah, I like 800. Really, you can move your stop here to 991, 990. Big bearish fair value gap. Whoops. Large SIBI in here. We close below 50% of that daily wick. That's right here. That's this SIBI. That's a strong SIBI. If we're bullish. You trail the stop here. This high, this order block, we haven't traded into that yet. So if we are going to be bearish, we shouldn't really trade much lower than that. Let's clean some of this up here. It's really the P&L tool that makes things. So if this gets invalidated, yeah, that's a really strong bounce. That's really strong. To me, that shifts the narrative. Where did YM go? We do have an SMT with YM. What time is that? 10 a.m. Is there a 15-minute fair value gap? There's a 15-minute fair value gap there, so it could still be a retracement. But we'll just say to study the price action. We do make a lower low from that. That's a lot of speed. Like, this is, to me, that's very telling. Obviously, we could just be drawn up into here, but that's a lot of speed. We have a balanced price range in there. I like that long. I got a nice fill on that long, 952. There's no liquidity void in there, but that's a volume imbalance you definitely want to study. It's obviously right there, just gaping. Trading up into that. And if we get above this high, if we make a higher high, yeah, I did get in this one. I'll show you guys my executions in the journal as always. If you're always curious about, go to the journal. Go to the Discord. It's free. Sometimes chat gets a little too erratic. That's when I start using the PNL tool. And I make it more of a tape reading sort of idea rather than just clicking. Because that's when it's too erratic in chat. Oh, too erratic for my liking. So this is a balanced price range. Balanced price range, meaning it's it's really not a balanced price. What it is, it's the breakaway gap. Label that correctly. And I'm talking about this right here. So if we're bullish, ideally we stay open here. Ideally open if bullish. I wish they had a 9 marker. So we're working inside this inversion fair value gap right here above that short-term high. It's a weak breaker, but low, high, lower low, higher high. And then if we get above here, that's your breaker. That's why I said once you get this, that's when you can start projecting. So I am focused really on that last upward candle. But right now, we're working inside that old volume imbalance. YM's making higher highs. A lot of things to annotate here. I mean, this new day opening gap's been quite useful for us. Yeah, I don't really want to touch the stop yet, if I'm being honest. Yo, if we get the buy side, holy shit. The candles are large, bro. If we get buy side here, with a 50-point stop, that's great. Down close candle, if we're really bullish, you want to see that act as a bullish order block. We could come back one more time, take that low. But really, price should be stopped at bay here. Like this, Should not even be traded to. Uh, but if you want to be safe, yeah, I mean, 918 really shouldn't be even delivered to. But I like to leave my stop a little bit more than just close manually if I need to. So we let it accumulate in here. Smart money reversal, low risk buy. And if we get above this high, my eyes immediately go right here and right here. Do you want to see a body overlap here? And I'm just measuring that. Measuring that gap. That's a partial, I think. It's slowing down. Not putting the body on top. Like to stop at the bottom of that. You can make can definitely sweep out that low. If we do get something like this, that's a re-entry. For me, that's a re-entry. I got my fill at 952. But when chat's really erratic, I don't like to push the button in front of you guys. People start spamming, talking too much shit. I don't need that pressure. I'm here to make money, pay some bills. The 4 minute fair value gap in here. Now, really, we shouldn't really trade into that. I would want to see this inversion fair value gap upper portion. I'd want to see that keep price like in here. The most I would expect is a little bit of a tick into here. That's it. To offer an IO Fed. But really, really, it shouldn't even go there. Because we failed to get above this with a body. First presentation, keeping price at bay. So either we're range bound or we're reaccumulating inside that. We're entering shorts, yeah. Fair assumption. I don't want to see this inversion fair value gap keep price. What's YM doing? I feel like YM's already taken out highs. Yeah. Yo, YM's taken out. YM took out pre-market highs. Damn. YM looking great. So we're inside that 4 minute now. We take out that low. I view this as like a swooping opportunity, potentially to go higher. That's just me. Yep, there it is. So I might be able to add one here. If it continues higher, forms an OB or something. Uh, with a stop. So I got to see a confirmation higher. I'm looking at this on the 4-minute chart right now. Is there a 5-minute? There's a 5-minute in there. It's kind of weak. But I really want to see this inversion fair value gap hold price. Just understanding that this should not even be traded to. If so, ever so minimally. Minimally. And I'm looking for a potential order block here. These 3 down close candles, even just this one. If we can lay a body on top of that, that'd be nice. Pretty neutral right now, though. I mean, we're respecting here. We're respecting here. I like the bullish narrative a little bit more. One thing I never really studied is if I would use this as the breaker still, or if I would use now this candle. I feel like I'd want to pertain to this one more because we just put in that high. If we're bullish, we should see speed above this high right here. Should be quick, very quick. Obviously, always ideally, but it's just telling that if we can speed above here, you know the objective is going to be most likely up there, right? If we're narrow, we don't lay a body on top, then this is kind of more out of reach. Even market like this. Also, what is this? What did I mark this? I don't know. Still working inside that inversion fair value gap. It's fine. What you want to see here, so the next bullish fair value gap that forms should be a breakaway or offer an IO Fed entry. The next one that forms should offer IO Fed entry or be a breakaway gap. No volume imbalance. My leg fell asleep. Why am doing its thing. You de-risk today? I always risk pretty much the same. I just look to add into my positions. So I'm waiting for a closure above here so I can potentially add one. We trade back into the 5. Pretty strong candle. Might get the rest stopped out here. This is the IO Fed I was talking about. Like if it is gonna come in here, it should be really quick. So any more than that, obviously, stops at the bottom of it. Like I think this is permissible, but that's where you would demand like immediate speed. So we'll see if we can lay a body over top of this. Stop moves there. Add one. But we now reinverse this fair value gap. So like that's a strong candle. After this, we wait for 1050, assuming the last contract gets stopped, or if we can add, but we'd have to get above here. It's too cold. Don't worry, bro. I'm not even reading the TikTok chat. I saw the one guy say, "Stop being so rude." Don't worry about them, bro. They can type away if they want. This fair value gap, we can get above that. I could even add on that. Really, if we can get above 50% here, I would buy that. These two up close candles, because that's a bearish order block. If we're bearish, we should respect 50% at least. If we get above that, see it spikes into there. I'd move the stop here now, risk free. We'll come in at 953. Yeah, so I would add one. Move the stop to 953. Wait for a closure above. So that was the IO Fed I was talking about. Remember I said it can come into here, but if it does, it should spend very to little time because this is all balanced, right? So we can lay a body over top here. This is fine. I'm not worried about that wick. Just focus on the bodies. Focus on the bodies. We do put a small fair value gap in here. That should stay open. This one should stay open. Can't even see the. Oh, I hate the P&L tool. IO Fed and it's a FEG. IO Fed is what you expect from the FEG. Are people even trying to trade this at PA? I don't know. I think it's pretty good price action. That's a really nice reversal. You see that immediately. Took a partial here. I have one contract looking to add one more back. Target the buy side if we get a break above these bodies. It's too cold. So we just wait. It's high resistance for sure. So we do trade back in. I stop sitting at break even here. We may only get one contract. It's a good idea. Still working inside that old inversion in here. We have run through this fair value gap like no tomorrow. I just realized there was speed above here, not here. Someone probably noticed that and was really annoyed the whole time. That's funny. Just chatted with market maker. It will revert from 95092. This is a nice buy model. Each reversal, that's your low risk buy, really, or your first stage accumulation. But then we shouldn't really take that low if we're bullish. So looks like we will now. It could sweep it, so I might give it a couple of ticks. Because it's been high resistance already. And I've already taken a partial here, so it's easy. I'm gonna remove this inversion, man, at this point. Like, this fair value gap has been absolutely run through. I like that we're putting in fair value gaps. I don't like that every single bullish and bearish fair value gap. Bearish, inverse, bullish, inverse, bearish one. Who knows what's gonna happen? It's like so high resistance. We have the short-term low here. We come back, trade into this volume imbalance. It's really high resistance if we take out this low. It's a low risk buy. I want to see this volume imbalance. Leave price at bay. There we tick the low. SMT there. That's why I want to give it a couple of ticks. Because it's high resistance. It's 10:30 now as well. So if something's going to happen, it would be relatively soon. If anything. If we get a nice candle here, we just go in and we just get another one in here like that. I would trust that. Gotta be like a boom. Next candle has to be quick. Because I don't want to see this day open. I haven't been really able to add in any of these trades. Never give the opportunity. The SMT is still there, but it's weak. God, he goes on now. Terminate there. But that inversion never came out. So we just get the one partial. Last one break even. Now we watch. But we never got the speed above there. Which would have set the stage for the projection. Wow, we left a really nice equal highs in here, huh? Probably a time for later. Something for later. We inverse this fair value gap. Now we can watch price deliver inside. I wouldn't take another trade personally. Watch this inversion. would look something like this though. I have my stop here. That should stay open. Maybe you can juice out 2R. You wait for a good fill. Something like this. I'm not gonna keep that one posted. Hmm. Pretty range bound in here. And TikTok's crazy, bro. TikTok's on one, but it's okay. They can do what they want to do. You're in buys from here. Good luck, bro. Yeah, I traded today. I was expecting a TJF. What about you guys? I think it's possible still, but it just might not happen in the morning. Doesn't this 5 minute show bearish? I mean, right now I'd say it's pretty much just neutral. First no trade week. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, overall, yes, 5 minute does show bearish, but it's high resistance. It's really high resistance in here. How's this week been? I'm very happy with this week personally. This is Nasdaq. Did you take? I'll post my trade later in the Discord. ED projection block 5 minute chart. The first idea was long here. We got stopped out in one candle. Then I re-entered. And then this one was break even. Then we had the short idea. Targeting here. Partial. And then the rest break even. Long here. Partial. Rest break even. And now I'm flat. And now I'm flat. What and how do you journal? I journal everything, brother. From pre-market to post-market. You go short or longs? Both. The last FEG will hold. This one down here? Maybe, yeah, it's possible. Can you explain your version of Silver Bullet? There's way too many versions online. You're simply trying to find a fair value gap from the Silver Bullet hour. The Silver Bullet hour. You're trying to find a fair value gap from the Silver Bullet hour that will deliver a price run to liquidity or inefficiency. That's the Silver Bullet. For example, very simple. 10 a.m. hour, wait for a fair value gap that can deliver a run to inefficiency or liquidity. For example, right here, it's 10 a.m. This fair value gap delivered a run to this low. That's Silver Bullet. Something as simple as that. What is your idea about the relative equal lows on the daily chart? A higher time frame is bearish for me. Friday, seek and destroy. Do you check fear and greed index? No, I don't really check that. Look at Discord. I'll look at Discord after, my brother. There are two equal lows plus 15. So high possible shorts. Yeah. I'm done for today. I was done with training. Guy, what is your risk man to pass prop firm challenge? I pretty much start with half risk, then I just go all in after. 804 now. Possible, yeah. So if we get below this low, but we had the same idea here, so It has been pretty high resistance, but that's when you start running an extension like this. DOL is Wednesday, October. Yeah, I mean that's what I have a line there on my chart. We'll see if it gets there. Take care, Byronos. Take care, Byronos. Got my first max payout. Nice, bro. Bakey TGIF is patched. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say TGIF is patched, but I would probably say um wouldn't say it's patched, but it's heavy. And we also don't know if it's gonna happen later or not. You know? It can always happen later. Reach my loss limit for my strategy. See you on Monday. See you, brother. What is that? SMT? YM made a lower low than this one. Or sorry, a higher low than that one. SMT divergence. Reach my loss limit. That's okay, bro. We cooked today. Is it a good day to buy a zero step funded? A zero step? Oh, like straight to funded? Yeah, I mean you can. There's always another entry. I mean I'm pretty much break even on the day from this partial and that partial. Just happy to be alive. I just started and have trouble knowing when to buy short. I just started and have trouble knowing when to buy or short. Brother, that's the whole point of trading. Knowing when to click buy and knowing when to click sell. What do you mean you had trouble with that? That's the whole point. You got to figure out a system in place to when to buy short or sell long, or sell short and buy long. We still have open. No, I wouldn't look for a long. I mean, maybe 1050 macro, but I want to take this short, but too much back and forth. I wouldn't take anything else today now. PA is clean. Buy or sell? Ask yourself. None, bro. Me personally, none. There's nothing. I mean, hindsight study. What do you do after demo account profitable 3 months trade? Like you go funded account or live? It's up to you. I went funded first. I don't really have enough money to go live. Reversal in PM. You could look for TGIF in PM. If that's what you mean. Why are you taking sell positions, bro? The sellers are very aggressive all day. I'm not sure what you're saying. Yep, I took 3 trades today. What you doing yesterday in the lab? Brother, I'm still in the lab. When I'm done in the lab, which is going to be a long time, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. I'm gonna be here for a while. As soon as stream ends, I'm going right back into the lab. What's your number one rule when trading? You look tired? I actually got like 9 hours of sleep today. I'm feeling great. Why are you trading live for free? Honestly, bro, I'm doing it for my own reasons. That's why. I want everything to be documented. But I'll be honest, bro. It's chat is ruthless. Chat is ruthless. I'm break even on the day personally. I don't get any money from TikTok. $0. And YouTube, I make like 150 bucks a month. Not even really. More like, yeah, like 150 really, yeah. So I don't really make money. There was no structure for buying a line on one direction. Always using high tapping. I saw bear setup only. Nice, bro. Yeah. I just need 2 payouts and I can become a guru. What does that even mean? Yeah, you gotta ignore chat, yeah. No, I closed all my stock positions a long time ago. 150 bucks is just enough for one or two. Brother, 150 bucks. 150 bucks is not much for me. Good shit, Ben. Yeah, I mean the goal is to ignore chat, yeah. But it's hard, man. It's hard. I have a stock telegram. If you want to follow my stocks, um, it's this one. Just go to my Discord. It's in there for free. Next week probably bearish. Closes a break even, bro. Nice. Yeah, if you make people pay, you will reduce the hate and kill steep a large community. But I respect. The thing is, like, yeah, how long it took you to become profitable? I don't know. Still trying to improve every day. I got my first payout like a year and a half ago. I started trading, but these liquidity draws are not being hit for the last week. It's confusing. Which liquidity draw was not hit, brother? Take care, Ben. Appreciate you. Started trading, but yeah, okay, thanks, bro. If you make people pay, they'll reduce the hate and still keep large community. I think I would lose too many people. I mean, I don't really care how many people are there. I don't really care how many people are there. Two shorts, two wins. Nice, bro. I'm break even on the day. Just, just good management, to be honest. Is it GatieTrades stocks? Yes. Yeah, the fact that we still have room to the downside is crazy. It's actually crazy. This candle, it's pretty rare you see two crazy candles like this. Like just look back. Last time was there, all the way down. The chat doesn't benefit you in any way. Never read TikTok and ban people on YouTube. Yeah, I mean YouTube chat's pretty good. It's mainly just TikTok. It, yeah, to be honest, because it kind of makes it difficult. Like I feel like I don't know. I feel like if I want to better document my journey, I'd be better off just recording my entire trading session and then just posting it. You know? Weekly FEG and filters going there. I believe you, bro. You're planning to add order flow to your strategy book map? No. Personally, no. Is PA stupid? I wouldn't say PA is stupid. AMD comply with supply and demand. Um, if you can find consistency, that's good. That's what I think. Been trading for 2 months. It got in 3 payouts. Nice, bro. That's great. Yeah, YouTube chat's pretty chill. Wait for a bullish. No, I'm probably not gonna take another one. It's also 1050 macro, so if we were to retrace, it would be now. Appreciate you, Grant. Think about Orb. I'm sure there is a way to be profitable with Orb. I think you can be profitable with any strategy. I agree. I think I need to work on a couple of things, and I think that would really help me. I definitely agree. I'm here every day, and I'm grateful. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, bro. Bye bye. Funded it for 2 weeks straight. I didn't have a setup for my strategy. If you bought a funded and you haven't had a single setup in the last 2 weeks, you know I'd probably change your strategy, bro. Because how are you going to trade funded accounts if you're taking trades not even every 2 weeks? Smart money concepts. Smart money concepts is the same as ICT concepts. You're one of the most wholesome. I am wholesome, but I'll be honest, bro. Streaming's hard. Streaming is hard. When you're on a win streak, it's easy. When you're on a win streak, streaming is very easy. I'd be down to talk, Grant. You can use my alpha code. If you do, message me on Discord so I can add you into the giveaway. I'm running a giveaway for alpha. Um, yeah, I'd be down, Grant. To be honest, I'd be down. I am kind of stubborn though. I'll be honest, but I'd be down, bro. Yeah, send it, bro. Send it. Do you see lower than 804? Well, I'd be surprised if we even get 804. That's already a lot, in my opinion. We're really overextended. We didn't even. Yeah, we're really in. It's kind of crazy how we just kept edging. Like, we left equal highs here, 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 here. And we just kept dumping. Like, we never really had a clean run on buy side. I guess there were SMTs in some of these, though, so. Would you go for a sell if price retraces in an hour? That's not a bad plan. I mean, you would want to wait for a retracement. Saving it for later? Yeah, I think TGI plays later. I would assume it plays later, maybe final hour. Screw the people on TikTok. We love you. Appreciate you, bro. Listen, I definitely do know. I do know. I mean, to be honest, I'm not even really here to help people. If people want my help, I'm happy to help. That's not my main goal. My main goal is to, what's it called? Just show my journey. Took 3 trades today, yeah. Got in long, stopped out, re-entered. So I view that as one. And then the short from here to here. Then I re-entered long, partial, stopped out. Why do you have so much aura? I feel like I'm pretty low on aura, bro. Am I wrong? You have 3 trades today for me. Do I trade EU? Do I trade? It's up to you, bro. How are you gonna ask me? When shutdown is over, hopefully next week. I hope that bro not reading TikTok for real. Some kids are on there for real. And TikTok is a bunch of. Listen, there are some 20-year-olds who are actually locked in, and I'm 22, turning 23. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not a pretty much a 20-year-old too. But there are some 20-year-olds on TikTok who are full time bums, bro. Just full time bums. So concerned about everyone else but themselves. Then you got like I know people who are like 16 who are just fully locked in on improving. I know people who are like 23 who live with a tent and popcorn in my TikTok chat. I took 1 full loss and 2 partial wins today. How was the 8 hours of lock-in? I'm about 8 out of probably 100 that this is gonna take me. So I'm just excited to lock right back in. Why did you enter long? On a Friday, for those of you who actually want to know why I was bullish, a lot of people think I'm just gambling, I feel like, but they don't really realize that there's really strong narrative behind these ideas. On a Friday, when we've been one-sided the entire week, meaning a lot of selling the entire week, on Friday, we tend to have profit taking, position squaring. It's called TGIF. It's a very precise model or narrative, and it'll most likely play out later today. You know, at some point we're gonna see a run on buy side. It's like profit taking. It wouldn't make sense for large institutions and big money to be in a very strong short the entire day and not eventually take profit. So if they're going to take profits, where are they going to take profits to? It's got to be at buy side. The only buy side we really have at this point is here and here. So I'm taking longs here and here, anticipating that TGIF setup. And obviously, lower time frame confirmed really well. We took out the daily low, 50% daily wick. Saw some nice displacement. I'm break even on the day. Then we came down, SMT with YM, back above that low, 75% of the quadrant there, most likely. Same idea. We just failed to make a higher high. So we're just really, really heavy, you know? And that's all it is. We're just really, really heavy. So, and that's fine, you know? Like, I'm happy with those trades. But I still think at some point we will see some rally high. Whether it's to at least here, these equal highs, you think short term not valid? They're valid. I mean, like, it's low probability this far down. What did you upgrade on your setup? What do you mean my setup? I have a PC. I got like a new PC recently. I had a pretty old one before. PM session will take it. Also, I was right. Yeah, not necessarily even a clean reversal, just a run on buy side. You know, simple as that. Also, like it's kind of red flag here that we had a huge move lower, but we never took out the highs. Usually we want to stop the people out pre-market before the real move. Right? You want to see that Judas swing higher. So I guess if you want to be really safe today, you just wait for the Judas swing higher. Since we never got that, okay, no trade. Makes sense. But yeah, government shutdown could play a role too. It's hard to say. Can you show us 15 seconds chart for a sec? Sure. I have to open up. I gotta open up my Top Step X. I don't have it on TradingView. I always do it here. This is the 15-second chart. You want to do it right now, Grant? Yeah, I got you. I am free. I was gonna go to the gym in like an hour. Room tour, but I have a small room. Pretty much, you see this? I have a bed behind me, and I got posters on the wall in front of me, and my wardrobe is right there. That's it. It's wardrobe, bed, posters, and this is my setup. It's a nice room, bro. I'll be honest. It's more of a closet than a room, but anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys coming through. I'm gonna be in the lab all weekend, working on what I was trying to work on. Yep, I took 3 trades today. I mean, is it just better taking the Fridays off the most times than trying to hit a TGIF? Well, it's not something you look for every Friday. Remember, it's only specifically when we have a huge move down. We're trading at that daily level. We're trading. We've taken out sell side, and it's Friday at low of week. There's specific criteria for a TGIF. It's not always. What are you working on right now? I'll talk about it once I'm done. It's gonna be a lot. I think it's gonna be like a hundred hour project. So it's gonna be a while, but I do think it'll help me. So I gotta do it. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow. Or sorry, not tomorrow, Monday. Um, Appreciate you. Yep. I will definitely enjoy my lab session. And I'll see you guys live tomorrow. Yep, it's with trading. Um, I'll see you guys live on Monday, sorry. Exact same time. Probably won't trade the PM session unless we get a really clean TGIF idea where we can target these equal highs from morning. But we'll see. I don't know. I'll update you guys in the Discord. Take care. Till next time. Yeah, I took 3 trades today. Have a great weekend, guys.